This is Father Damian Richards, and pastor of St. Nicholas of Myra and Hayes and St. Francis of Assisi and Munger. Veterans Day, as we all know, is on November 11th. This is the date that World War I ended, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. By a wonderful coincidence, it's also the feast of one of our many patron saints of soldiers, St. Martin of Tours. And the story I've got about him is in the Golden Legend, which is this wonderful book about miracles and events in lives of various saints. Martin was a Roman centurion, so patron saint of soldiers, and he was born in 336 in what is now Hungary. Both his parents were pagans, but Martin decided he wanted to be a Christian. He wasn't ready yet to be baptized, so he became a catechumen. And as all of you involved in Christian initiation know, catechumens are people who are preparing to be baptized, but haven't been baptized yet. When Martin was 15 and still a catechumen, he joined the army. He was stationed in Amiens, which is a town in France, and that's when this following incident happened. On a bitterly cold day, Martin met a poor man, hardly clothed, trembling in the cold and begging from passers-by at the city gate. The young soldier had nothing but his weapons and clothes. Martin wanted to help the beggar, but he didn't have any money. History lesson and a linguistic side note, Roman soldiers weren't paid in cash, they were paid in salt, not in coin. And in Latin, this salt was called salarium, which is where we get the word salary. That's how it comes from. So anyway, back to the story. Wanting to help, but not having any money, Martin drew his sword, cut his cloak in two, gave one half to the beggar, and wrapped himself in the other half. He then went on into town. Some of the onlookers made fun of him dressed like that. Others were ashamed because they saw the beggar and ignored him while Martin helped the man. And I'm sure you can imagine his commanding officer's reaction when he saw what Martin had done to his uniform. But Martin was happy. He saw a chance to practice Christian charity, and he had done so. And in his sleep that night, Martin saw Christ dressed in the half of the garment he had given away. And he heard Jesus say, "Martin, still a catechumen, has covered me with this garment." Now, the beggar wasn't Jesus in disguise. It was just a beggar. But as we all know, whatever you do for the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. And so as a result, the story goes that when Martin woke up, he straightway flew to be baptized. Martin then went on to become a priest and a bishop. He was bishop in Tours, France, which is why he's called Martin of Tours. He died in 397 and was made a saint. And the story of Martin is an illustration of soldiering at its best. Soldiers, after all, are supposed to protect the vulnerable. That's what Martin was doing when he gave his half of the cloak to the beggar. And also notice that Martin's miracle isn't all that miraculous. It isn't a multiplication of loaves. It isn't healing from a sickness. All it is giving something of yours to help a person in need. So that gives us hope for our journey to sanctity as well. For we may not have anything as dramatic as what happened to Martin happen to us, but we've all given to help someone in need, even though I don't think any of us has cut a cloak in half to give to a beggar. But even if nothing as dramatic as what happened to St. Martin ever happens to us, our efforts at charity and forgiveness and reconciliation are just as strong signs of Christ's love as Martin's gift to that beggar. Have a blessed day.